nostalgic or comfortable race. They like playing with the big warm metal blanket that is Goliaths and tanks, and they like having that wrapped around them. Guemchi immediately pouncing on that 9 o'clock. Very nice scouting. But yeah, they like having that big kind of, they like being swaddled, being in nice enclosed areas. I think most Terran players are agoraphobic when it comes to maps. They want to be closed in on all sides by siege tanks and things like that, with no invaders nearby and none of those nasty zealots running in. It looks like this army is going to get hunted down just by pure vulture. So right now, yeah, having that base exposed like that just leaves him uncomfortable, gives him nightmares. He just doesn't sleep very well. And you know what happens when Terrans don't sleep very well. They're angry people to begin with. That's usually the fuel of the Terran army, is pure rage. But trust me, I mean, you think, oh, most of these guys not pure rage. No, it's pure rage that they store up over time in a nice little bottle at the side. Every once in a while they uncork it on someone else. It's kind of passive-aggressive anger, too, because, you know, the way Terrans work, it's like, yeah, run into my siege tanks, splat, splat. So I think that's how they get it all out. Anyway, looks like Guemchi in a solid economic position, and I think he's in a position to defend it, because I think he's got enough energy in all of those. First of all, he wiped out a lot of Bogus's army. Bogus is just going to have to stay in a defensive slot at all bases. If he does try to press in now at this stage to that top right, he's going to immediately get recalled in at another position, and it looks like Guemchi finally has the troop count, and especially because he just depleted all of Bogus's forces. Okay, here it comes, actually. He's going to attack that top right. Look for the immediate counter of a recall, and it looks like that recall is moving up to that top right-hand corner, but looks like he might actually lose that arbiter, maybe not have enough energy. He's still got a shield, so it looks like he does have recall. Okay, there's the EMP, so going to stop that attack. And it looks like Guemchi Bogus not able to finish the job in that top right, and 3 arbiters now moving out. So it looks like he's just leaving that arbiter to die at the 12 o'clock, but going in for a counterattack. Bogus immediately sensing it. You can see all the troops heading that direction. Oh, indecisive, bringing them back. So, okay, now he's starting to move them back in, seeing another arbiter. So it looks like Guemchi's actually trying to posture, make it look like he's still going for the 12 o'clock. Another army sneaking in towards the 9. You can see it on the mini-map. And so it looks like Bogus is a little conflicted as to where he's going to try to defend. He knows he can't really dedicate to any one location, and it looks like there's the recall at the 9 o'clock, and that army, because of that posturing back and forth, he's not really able to dedicate one direction to the other. Again, let's see if those SCVs get drained. Looks like the turrets are going to get taken out, but it's not going to be in time to kind of save the rest of this, and it looks like those SCVs are still going to remain there. So it's okay to lose a couple turrets and a couple vultures, a couple tanks, as long as you protect that 9 o'clock. So that actually played off for all that posturing. It paid off in Bogus' favor, but no, Bogus dedicated way too much to the 9 o'clock, and it looks like he's going to get recalled now at the 12 with one of the latent, with the lagging behind arbiters, and now going to lose more SCVs and lose mining time at the 12 o'clock. This is one of his 3 mining bases, so he's going to lose that, and it looks like he's also going to end up losing a lot of SCVs to the north and all of those troops out of position. Looks like Bogus, all he can do is try to send defensive troops out to defend that 12 o'clock, and in the meantime losing every SCV at the 1 o'clock, and his economy is effectively in shambles now. First of all, it's just going to take him forever just to reproduce the SCVs he lost in this exchange here. Oh, good size storms. And additionally, yeah, he had to replenish his army during this entire time. It looks like he's got 3 siege dedicated to attack that bottom left. I think there's a moment where Bogus actually he wasn't going to be able to defend the territory he had anyway. I think he should have just gone on the offensive and gone for maybe even a pseudo-elimination game and just hope that Guemchi would throw his army at him and end up losing all of it, and just kind of roll around, take out as many expansions as possible instead of trying to defend all the territory he had, because there's no way you could have defended it anyway. You might as well just start running out around taking out expansions. Right now he is going to be able to take out this bottom, well, he did take out this bottom left, and it looks like he is going to get his army out, which I didn't think was going to happen. I thought he was going to lose that army as well. But right now, only the 9 o'clock running for him. I don't even know if he has enough resources to rebuild a command center. So I think he might have to just distance mine. Okay, he does have a command center to the north. He does have enough for a 1 o'clock expansion. That 1 o'clock expansion looks like some troops immediately going to be able to take that out. Stop that from building. He's at least going to be able to cancel and get some resources back off of that. But you can see Bogus's problem. He just doesn't have the troops to really defend. And another recall moving into the 9. Is he going to get... No, does not get the EMP off. Looks like a couple mines clear some troops, but again, moving out to that 1 o'clock, and it looks like the troops coming in trying to harass that army back. Still no SCV kills, though. Still no SCV kills. So it looks like that 9 o'clock is still going to come out of this relatively unscathed, but the 1 o'clock, or I'm sorry, the 12 o'clock base going to get taken out and actually taken down otherwise. So another loss of 400 resources that Bogus could not afford, and critically, he's not able to get it going. Some nice positional play from Guemchi, just exploiting that 1 o'clock, 9 o'clock difference, and Bogus just not able to keep up territorially. He's just, and that's why I think he should have gotten aggressive earlier, because exploit that 3 o'clock base, which is vulnerable from both sides early, rather than trying to play this kind of shell match and just hope to win off 3, essentially. Anyway, it looks like that 3 o'clock base is going to get pummeled. That 9 o'clock base should get taken out, though, as a result. Because, okay, now it looks like he's making that decision I talked about earlier, which is let's play the elimination game. But I think it's too little too late. I think Guemchi still has enough units. He has enough units in the bank. He should have some Psystorm. He should have some Stasis now to deal with this army. And he should actually have enough to do that while getting a recall at that 9 o'clock to take that out. So it looks like an army starting to move across to try to engage right there. I think there's a little bit of a skeleton crew there to the 9 o'clock. They're starting to move forward. Going to be able to take that 9 o'clock out without too much pressure. Yeah, and it looks like there's actually a recall simultaneously. Psystorm getting the rest of the SCVs. So now it's just standing army that's going to have to do the job for Bogus. Bogus isn't going to really be able to take any additional territory. And I think you already knew that, actually, at this stage of the match. I think he already knew that, and this was kind of a calculator on his part, but otherwise he was just going to end up falling too far economically behind. So now he's probably going to unsiege. Rather than going after the army, he needs to just start pressing down towards the main and just stake up residents there, and maybe he can get some economy rolling. Maybe he has enough of a bank to run things. Otherwise, he did manage to get that command center out, so he might be able to mine someplace, but looks like he's going to lose that science vessels as well, which does not help. But instead, looks like he's going to bring it back to his main and maybe try to retake the 12, which, again, too little too late. Although Guemchi does only have one functional base, which is that bottom left, but still, I think he has he has higher tech, actually, specifically. He has arbiters out in play, whereas I don't think there's a lot of science vessels to really counter them or deal with them at this stage. So I see one. Oh, and speak of the devil, loses more science vessels, gets a couple dragoons to counter it, and once again trying to land at the 9 o'clock where he doesn't have anything to defend it, and a couple dragoons, couple arbors mainly moving out. He's going to actually be able to recall these troops out, it looks like. So, and simultaneously, yeah, recalls them out. Beautiful from Guemchi, and just not a second too late. Now Bogus just has to feel like a complete doofus. Losing the 9 o'clock, brought all of his troops back to the 12 o'clock, didn't even save the command center, lost his command center at the 9 o'clock meantime, and didn't even get a juicy, delicious Protoss army to boot. So it just seems like everything was just kind of pulled out of his hands. You can just sense his tiredness right now and sense his frustration. He's out of this match, and I think Guemchi just kind of outclassed him with some really nice recalls. And I think there's definitely a moment where Bogus could have won this match. I think there are several moments where Bogus could have won this match, where things would have paid off for him. But Bogus deciding not to be aggressive, able to do a little bit of damage there. That's kind of a little bit of victory, lifting off his main to try to get that 12 o'clock. He doesn't have enough resources left to build a command center. That is how desperate he is. And he's going to use the remnants of his army to try to stop the one base that is mining for Guemchi, which is the bottom left. And maybe if he can take this out, he can work with it. But it looks like there's a ninja arbiter behind the mineral line, which is just waiting for this sort of thing, and he's going to be able to recall right across it. And there, here comes the recall. No science vessels to stop it. And there, right in front. And just right as the tanks were sieging as well. Beautiful combination Psystorm. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful punch right there. That almost looked like a kind of a boxing combo right there. Between that, the Psystorm, everything else. You can tell he's just practiced that finger combination over and over again. Guemchi kind of just got to feel confident here. Bogus kind of sitting back in his chair. You can see like that. Ugh. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. This I'm going to do the IESF next. Maybe a little bit more MSL. Sorry for the delay on getting these out. I actually had these done a little bit ago, but did some dual expansion, which is up on Vile Attack. Anyway, thanks for listening.